I'm here with Naveed. We're outside the Emirates. Naveed, what happened today?
Where do you start? I mean, there's no dynamics to our play. Absolutely flat. I don't know how many times Fred received the ball in the edge of the box, passed it sideways. With how the team's set up right now, we're always relying on our wing-backs, and as much as I like Wan-Bissaka, he's not that great going forward, crossing that ball in. And at the end of the day, we haven't really got a strike at the end of that cross. I look at Luke Shaw. What was he today? Absolutely shocking. I'm just so dejected today because coming in today, I thought, you know what, Chelsea have dropped some points. It's another chance to get towards Spurs too as well with, you know, Jose the fraud. But you know, like, I thought it was another chance to get closer, and I'm just, yeah, man, this Arsenal team, it's not as good as what we made look out today. I thought United players would be up for it today, but there was nothing.
Do you think that's why it was? We weren't up for it and not the tactical side of things, or did Ali get his tactical? Were the tactics right? Were the subs right? Did they come too late?
Well, for me, first you hit the nail on the head there. Subs came too late. For me personally, Brandon Williams should be starting over the likes of Luke Shaw if Ollie's plan is to get youth through. Also, Andreas Pereira for me had to be starting over Lingard. What's Lingard really done in 2019 to justify a start against Arsenal? I don't know, but honestly, with the play that I saw today, I'm not really hopeful for 2020, to be honest.
You're not hopeful?
No, I'm not hopeful because...
Why?
Well, so like, I don't mind us losing every now and then, but at the stages we lose, they're always at critical periods. Like Sir Alex Ferguson.
Show mental frailty then?
Definitely, because when you're trying to, like, when we used to have youth coming through, we used to bleed them through. You used to have the likes of Rio Ferdinand, Vidic, Scholes, Giggsy. They used to help these sort of players through. For young players coming through now, who are they looking up to? They're looking up to absolutely no one. Like, and that is just the hard reality of it. So unless we're somehow going to sign some sort of big players or players with, you know, like a pair of bollocks about them, basically, like, you know, somebody who's going to take these youngsters and guide them through and, you know, see us going through like into a transitional phase, which I don't really see happening right now.
Top four, is that doable? Is this why we won't get it? What should be our targets for the rest of the season?
Well, I'd say it's for Ollie specifically. He has to get silverware. That's a given.
Would his job be at stake by the end of the season?
So can I give my personal opinion on this?
Bro, that's all I want is your personal opinion.
Because the thing is, right, we've gone through like different managers with different styles. For me now, with Ollie's style of getting youngsters through, I like it. But for me, it's like with us United fans, we're going to have to then be willing to see more failure short term in order for long term success. Because if we look at Ollie's signings, Maguire you could say has been, you know, questionable. With Wan-Bissaka and Dan James, I see hope there. I do genuinely see something there. But it's just, right now, it's just not clicking together. We need somebody to link the play together. Someone like a Juan Mata, basically, of 2014. Do you know what I mean? But
some would say that maybe it's the right idea, the right theory.
Definitely. Possibly
we'll find out whether it's the right man or not. And that's the question marks, isn't it? Where we kind of can see there's an idea, but there's always that, but Ollie's might be out of his depth. Exactly. But Ollie got Cardiff relegated. But there's always these buts and these uncertainties, isn't there?
As you said, it's whether Ollie's the right man to take that plan forward. I mean, for me personally, I was a big fan of Pochettino. I did like him. Whether he could take United to that next level, that would be another question again. But with Ollie, I'm sorry, but today I think tactically he got it wrong with a combination of the players just not being up for it. When I'm seeing people like Lacazette body Harry Maguire, you have to question that. Like, I know Lacazette is strong, but Maguire is supposed to be an £80 million centre-back. Like, you can't be having that, to be honest. It's not the best start to 2020. I'm at the United vs City game next week as well. But it's, as you said, hard fixtures coming up. I guess it's just going to be a test of United's character.
What did you make of that?
That was poor. We started badly. Complete lack of quality. The guys they run about. It doesn't seem like there's a plan. Very disappointing.
Why did we play like that today? Is it down to the players simply not good enough? The manager, his tactics, his decision making not good enough? What was it?
It's a tough one because I don't feel like tactics played a part. There's a bit of fatigue with the players, I think. Maybe there's not enough depth in the squad for rotation. It just seemed like, yeah, the guys had no legs today. Yeah, it was poor.
Do you think Ali should have changed something earlier?
Possibly. Greenwood came on, seemed like...
You wait till the 55th minute.
Yeah. Greenwood came on and seemed to be the only player with any sort of quality. James had no spark. There was no spark anywhere in the team. Martial was willing to take on players, but again, the ball wasn't coming to him. Nothing was being fed through to him. So, like...
When people talk about our front three, do you think they're let down by the supply to them, or are the midfielders let down by them?
No, definitely the supply to them. Rashford kept making those runs. Like, I'm so used to watching these games on TV coming from South Africa, and only here when you're at the stadium do you see the number of runs that he's attempting to make, and the ball's just not coming through to him. So there's definite issues in that midfield. I'm not sure what the issue is with Pogba, why he didn't play today, but there was no one to feed them the ball.
Ali told Manchester United television that he was injured for another few weeks, which is contrary to what we heard a few days ago when it was he didn't play against in the last game because he was being saved for this game. Do you worry about what's going on there?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a plausible excuse at this point. I'm not sure. I love Pogba. He adds something different to our team.
Do you think he loves being here?
I think he might just be fed up of the lack of quality that surrounds him. I think he's at a level where, he's just so much better than the players around him that...
Now, I agree with you, and I'm a massive fan of Pogba. And look, if he's injured and he's got another injury, then, we're having this conversation for no reason.
Yeah.
But I feel like if he isn't injured and he could be back for United and he could be, then I feel let down by him, because regardless of whether you want to leave or not, surely you owe it to us to, go out with a bang at least.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part. I mean, we don't know what to believe. We're being told one thing. If he isn't injured and it's a case of, he just doesn't want to play, then that's not on, and it's difficult to support. It's difficult to be there and say we want Pogba to be around. But if it's a case of, he is injured, then so be it. We'll love the guy until he does leave or until he gets back on the field for us. It's a bit of a tough one, yeah.
Top four, is this why we won't get it?
Yeah, this is the problem, the lack of consistency. I know we have to expect it with youth, fair enough, but how we can change so drastically from one game to the next, it's so frustrating. And what's also concerning is that our usual stats this season has been around 8 attempts on goal. Today, there was none of that. If we had attempts, I didn't see it. It was so few and far between. It is a big concern. Where are the goals going to come from?
One final thing. How do you feel about Ali going into this year?
I love Ali, and I think we need to stick by him. I don't think there's a suitable manager out there to replace him.
Is that a reason to keep someone?
No, but I also feel like he gets the club. I feel like there's a much more accurate direction, a much more considered direction at this point in comparison to the previous managers. I see what we're trying to do, and I think the tactics aren't working more because of a lack of quality than because of a poor game plan.